Afternoon, family. Brian J. Charles out of North Memphis. I was up today. The weather is rather inclement down south. Kind of really picked up on today. But I'm so grateful just for one more day, clothing my right mind with my health and strength. Of course, I'm about to talk about my guy 12. Real briefly. We see where they've brought Deshaun Jackson has gotten his physical health back up to speed, and they brought him back and put him in the rotation, I'm sure, based on all the money that's guaranteed on that $200-some million contract. Still, we got 12 there. And I was just thinking about Joe Montana and different ones who really didn't have what you would call that big arm. I hear some of the naysayers and critics say that Shedeur don't have, but I ain't seen nobody really never throw that ball on the run like he did in that game where he hit that boy down at the one, and they took him and handed the ball to somebody else instead of letting him push him where he can do his move. Right? And Kevin Stefanski has never came forward yet. I hadn't heard him say it and speak the words that we need to hear, that he has gotten in behind him and going to put his whole career behind him. Like Mike Tomlin did for Ben Roethlisberger. And I was checking today. I saw what Ben was telling Mike, well, it might be time for you to go now. Ain't that something? It wasn't time for him to go, though, when Big Ben was raping and doing all the stuff that they were, the drunk driving and the going to the frat parties, and he's 30 years old in there with the 18, 19-year-olds following him. But Mike put his job on the line. Got rid of Plexico, Antonio Brown, my guy, the running back. He ended up out the league now. I can't think of his name right now. At any rate, I'm going to get back to Shedeur and I'm going to close the video. Hey, man, all these people there in Cleveland got to do is give 12 the ball and get out the way. They need that West Coast offense there in there in Cleveland. I guarantee you Shedeur can execute that to the perfection. This guy's what you would call a prodigy. Phenomenal talent. All he needs you to do is get out the way. Like the people telling you, the only reason we even looking at Cleveland Browns is based on Shedeur Sanders. Not Deshaun Jackson. Not Dylan Gabriel with his old lady can't keep her mouth closed, running her mouth, and that was false what she was saying. Because if the whole club wanted Dylan to be in there, then he would be in there. That's how he got in there in the first place. The whole club, what she said wanted him in there, but Dylan don't have what it takes. He may develop over 2 or 3 years, but you can't teach a person to be 6'3". And you can't teach them throws that we've seen Shedeur make on the run. And I saw a stat where they showed where Flacco or Dylan don't have a pass over 30 or 40 yards. So you're talking about a person who was able to threaten the defense out of the tunnel. We know if we stretch that defense, then we know that there's a lot of holes there in the middle, in the intermediate range. And we know this guy's a master. One of the most accurate quarterbacks we've ever seen in the history of the National Football League. But we hear all this jargon. So we hate to. I had some situations. I'm fighting some racist people out of Shelby County, and as she was being real aggressive, stalking me, she would come at me various ways, but she would say, "Don't play the race card." Send officers at me, different ones, and I wasn't playing no race card. I was just calling it out. I saw it right in front of me. You see. So a lot of times, man, in this old world we live in, people don't even like for you to be able to see. Somehow in our world, man, we got a group of people, if they can't use you and mess over you, they don't even want you around and will slander you just because you refuse their abuse. So I'm really proud of Shedeur Sanders, man. He made me real proud to be a person of color, a male of color in this society. Judy was just the opposite of Shedeur. They got Judy come at him like that on the sideline, all the drops and all the fumbles and shit he's put down. Hadn't done anything since Alabama, really. And he come at Shedeur like that, trying to get the spotlight on him. Now, see, some people, they don't care whether the news is negative. They just want to be heard. That's narcissist behavior. Narcissistic. I just want you to hear about me. I don't care if I'm somewhere doing something treacherous. At least they call my name. So I'm going to get out of here. I may have deviated on that. I'm pulling for 12, man. And we look to see him demonstrate against Cam Ward, because we know that the sack exchange that they got down there, my guy Big Garrett and his crew, Garrett and crew, they coming along. You're going to look like they got a development of steel curtain there in Cleveland. You know, with that steel curtain, hey man, you don't need but 2-3 big plays out the game and you can go all the way and win the Super Bowl. That's how the Bears won the Super Bowl, with Richard Dent being the MVP out of Tennessee State University back in the day. A lot of you all may not know about that. A lot of you all weren't even born. I'm 57. I have to take that in consideration. So I'm going to get out here, man. Hey, man, we're pulling for 12. And it's that. We're praying for his health to come all the way back around 100%. You see? And we want to see him continue on in empowering Colorado Buffaloes. It was a down year this year. He had to deal with a lot of sickness and a lot of other stuff with that draft thing. That sure enough, I'm sure, took a lot out of it. I saw him sitting there watching that draft. Then that last night, he wasn't even on camera. He was so distraught about that, I'm sure. But Shedeur handled it well, like a champion. Shedeur has just been being this mature adult, while the ones who are supposed to be adults acting like children. So that was a foul move that the Dylan Gabriel's girlfriend came forward and said. And it shows you the type of testicular fortitude that he has. You think my old lady be somewhere running her mouth talking, and I'm battling up against this phenom for a quarterback job, and I'm going to let her go and say something negative toward him? And when they gave him the opportunity to say something negative about me, he didn't. Show you how we have certain people in our society, they just lack development. You know, but they look up and the mic in front of them. So I'm going to get out of here. I deviate again. Hey, man, we're pulling for 12. Keep that ball in his hand, and he's going to make all of you naysayers a believer. I'm a knower in him. You guys be blessed. Peace.